Good morning, everyone. This morning I want to talk about the ascendant and what the ascendant really means. I know there's a lot of, I think, confusion around the subject of what the ascendant really is. Before I get into it, though, I do offer readings that you can reach out to me on Facebook, or you can email me at macrogoldmachine@yahoo.com. Also, Mars just went prograde, so I don't know if you can feel the energy, but things are definitely moving forward on that level. I can feel like the dams have burst. The energy is rushing forward, and life is moving forward on that level. And also, with the new moon in Scorpio, that's really intense. I mean, I have a very long meditation practice I've been doing for years, and I meditated for hours this morning, just kind of out of my own, my spirit just guided me before I even got out of bed. It was really powerful, and I was like, oh yeah, well, the Scorpio influence, and Scorpio is my ascendant and my North Node and Uranus. So yeah, powerful stuff right now. Great for spiritual activity, great for getting things done with Mars and Aries prograde moving forward. So yeah, I want to make this talk about the ascendant. So a lot of people say that the ascendant is the mask you wear, but what's really annoying about that is that if the first house in the ascendant is just the mask, then all the houses are reduced to something very superficial, right? And the main thing is the signs, and that's basically, it's saying that the signs are much more important than the houses. But the problem with that is that the signs are not personal. Remember, the fastest moving thing on the zodiac chart is the ascendant, the houses. They move faster than anything, and the faster moving planets are the most personal. So this is actually, the ascendant is actually the ascendant and the house placements, the house cusp, are the most personal thing to us, because otherwise we just have very similar things to anyone born during the same time to us. Anyone born on the same day or the same year, or the same general time frame, we're going to be very similar. We're going to be indistinguishable from, without the houses, without the ascendant. Right, the sun moves around pretty quickly, and Venus and Mercury, and all the personal planets move around relatively quickly, but the outer planets don't. So I mean, it's almost fruitless to look at them without the house placement. Right, so the ascendant means a lot. So I want you to think about something. What does the ascendant really mean? Now imagine you're sitting on the east coast of the ocean, any east coast. I mean, I'm in America, so like, let's take the Atlantic Ocean. If you're in Asia, the Pacific Ocean, or whatever, east coast, wherever the sun is rising, and you're there before dawn, right? You get up early and you want to catch the sunrise on the east coast, on the eastern horizon, and you're sitting there, and it's nighttime, but then you see some colors. You see some purples and some pinks. And as you wait and watch, the purples and pinks become more red and orange and lighter in hue. And then there's some yellows and brighter yellows and brighter yellows. And then after you're waiting for a while, all of a sudden you see the first rays of the sun. And all this is happening in your awareness, right? In real time. You're becoming aware of the sun rising, of the sun's influence. You're aware of it before it's rising even, but as the first rays come over the horizon, it's very clear. and the sun is rising, right? And as you're looking forward, the sun's rising. But in that very beginning stage, if you turn around and look 360 or 180 degrees opposite, it'll still be night. So, you know, there's this polarity in the rising that um, it can be both, where on the horizon there's an awareness. And awareness is the key word with the ascendant, an awareness developing. So any planet that you have near the ascendant is going to have that influence. If it's in the 12th house, but close enough to the ascendant, you're going to see the colors. You're going to see the colors coming into your awareness. And if it's right on the ascendant, you're going to see the bright rays, right? And if it's fully in the first house, the sun is just low on the horizon, or whatever planet it is. Let's look at some examples. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, good. I was worried I was going to pull somebody else up. It's just me. I don't want to share other people's personal information. Okay. I have Uranus rising. I love this placement because what it does is it brings incredible realizations and revelations into my awareness. Here's the 12th house. Here's the first house. 12th house is the house of the unconscious or the subconscious. First house is the most conscious house. So what's this point? This is the point of realization. And it's probably the most sensitive point in the whole zodiac, because it's where subconscious becomes conscious. And what's that? That's the aha moment. That's when we're like, oh, I just realized something. Wow. You know, that's what the ascendant really means. If you pay attention to your mind, which I do, I have a long tradition of meditation where I'm just watching myself. You realize that point of awareness, which is the ascendant, which you can watch in meditation, is just spontaneous. It's thoughts come, okay? You can be sitting there quietly, nothing, bam, a thought comes, right? That's what that is. And the nature of how these thoughts are coming to you, whatever planets are on there, whatever sign it's in, whatever degrees, whatever aspects it's making, that's how your mind works, right? This is everything to do with your mind, right? It's not just the mask you wear. This is the point of awareness of, this is the light of consciousness, okay? Now the sun is the light of your personality, of your ego structure. And the moon is the light of your deep inner emotional and mental nature. The moon has a lot to do with our intellect as well. It's not just the emotions. But the ascendant is the light of consciousness. It's in esoteric astrology, the ascendant represents the soul, right? And why wouldn't it? It's so personal to us. The faster the moving object in the zodiac, the more personal it is, because it's going to be different. It's going to be unique, depending on, even minute by minute, it's going to change. That's how personal it is. And your soul chose the exact time to be born because it wanted the influence from the ascendant. That's why the ascendant represents the soul, right? It could be any 24 hours and still everything would be very similar. Moon would be different. Moon would be, what, 2.5 degrees different, but everything else would be the same. It's like big deal, 24 hours, right? Except for the ascendant. The ascendant changes a lot. So your soul is choosing an exact time to be born. That's why the ascendant represents the soul. So when you hear, like, in popular astrology, the ascendant is just the mask and blah, blah, and, like, you know, I'm Scorpio rising, so it's always like, Oh, Scorpio ascendants aren't really Scorpios. I mean, that's fine. I don't really care. I'm not trying to be a Scorpio, but I am a Scorpio ascendant, and that means a lot. That's not just the superficial mask. That's my soul's path for this life, especially with my North Node there and my Uranus there. I mean, let me just say, Uranus conjunct the ascendant, it's a powerful place. And especially if there's not too much else going on there, it's like, I mean, I realized the realization. I mean, that's what, I mean, they both represent almost something very similar. Uranus is the planet of awakening. Uranus is about realization, and so is the ascendant. So it's very powerful. Um, yeah, I'm pretty lucky with that placement. Um, it grants me such incredible understanding. I can understand things. I have to plow away at it. Like I don't understand things quickly because Mercury's in Taurus and Jupiter's in Taurus and South Node's in Taurus. So I'm like plodding away and all of a sudden, bang, I'll really get something. Taurus is slow, but once it gets something, it gets it. And, you know, when that lightning strikes, it strikes hard. So yeah, and obviously the ascendant is going to define every single house. So, but the real essence of the ascendant is that it's the light of consciousness. It's the point of awareness. It's the point of realization from unconscious, subconscious to conscious. And that is essentially or quintessentially the whole purpose of this life from a soul level is to make the subconscious conscious. Is to take the 12th house and bring it into the first house. Okay? That has everything to do with the ascendant. From a soul level, from a spiritual level, from an evolutionary level, this is the most important point in the whole entire zodiac. Wherever your ascendant lies, that's it. That's where you're going to make the unconscious conscious. That's where you're going to evolve. That's where you're going to grow. And that's how you're going to grow. Everything around this, it defines how you're going to realize what you realize, how you're going to, you know, seeing that sun move up above the horizon at dawn. That's a realization. That's what that point means. So don't diminish it. You know, anytime you hear somebody say it's just a mask, you got to remember that's an indication of somebody who doesn't understand astrology very well. They might understand it on the surface. They do not really understand astrology. It's far, far more than a mask. And you can take that to your awareness. That was a bad joke. Anyway, guys, that's about it. This is the most important point. It's far more than a mask. And that's really, you know, meditate on that, understand that, because unless you understand that, you're going to be missing so much about the true essence of astrology. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you.